Have you ever wondered if you can't beat Minecraft without one of the key elements in the game? One so crucial to any survival world that you basically can't play without it. Of course, I'm talking about Minecraft's healing feature. The healing feature is an essential part in the game if you ever plan on beating the game, as there are hundreds of ways to take damage. Anywhere from being slapped by a zombie to taking the slightest bit of fall damage. Now on paper, this sounds quite easy if you play survival, as you have the respawn feature. So in today's video, I plan on testing if it is possible to beat Minecraft hardcore without healing. Let's get straight on with the video. Now, this will be an entirely random seed to add a little bit to the difficulty scale. This just means I can spawn in a really good area or, of course, a really bad area. The difficulty will also be set to hard, which just means any hostile mobs will be dealing extra damage to the player. Now, the only challenge we have for this video is, well, we can't heal. So I will be turning off the natural regeneration in the options tab of the world, and I will be banning unnatural healing such as golden apples, god apples, and healing potions. That means if I take damage, I am definitely keeping it. So I appeared to spawn in a forest plains biome, which makes getting wood and food pretty easy. So I instantly started mining wood to make a pickaxe, and found nearby stone to make some stone tools. So instantly near spawn I found my first very needed resource, chickens. Now you may be wondering, why chickens? Well, they drop feathers, which is one of the 3 needed materials to make arrows, which I will talk about why they are important later. After the chickens were dealt with, I decided to explore, and right away I found a zombie village, which has a very nice resource called string, which you need in order to make a bow. This village also had a blacksmith structure with a chest inside, which had a whopping 2 diamonds and 4 iron. A village also has hay bales, which in turn turns into bread, which is a very good resource for this run. Not that food can heal us like normal. Now with the iron I was able to craft a very useful item, the shield, which can block mostly any form of damage in the game, as long as you have the shield up at the time of the attack. And I also crafted a bed to be able to turn the time day whenever it reached dark. And lastly, I also used the string from the dead village to make a bow. A bit later I found gravel, which is another material I need for arrows, as mining it gives me a chance to obtain flint. After getting flint, I headed to a plains biome where I found even more chickens for feathers. The way I see it, every feather is 4 arrows, so that is a very good deal. I also managed to find a random lava pool on the surface, which was a very good find since with a bucket I could make another portal. But first I needed to find more iron, which I was very low on, so I decided to strip mine. And I kid you not, this was one of the larger parts of the run, as it took about a full hour to find barely less than a full set of iron armor. So this was one of the huge reasons that I had such a hard time finding iron. I could not go in caves, but there were times where I dug into a cave randomly and found iron right next to the cave. So thank God I had a bow and arrow from the chickens where I could kill the creeper without getting into any dangerous territory, and was able to only sadly get 3 pieces of iron. After about an hour of mining, I equipped myself with a full iron armor set besides boots because I was planning on making gold boots for piglins, as piglins are hostile if they find you not wearing gold while in another. And now, preparations were complete. It's time for the Nether. This is where the run starts getting serious. Really serious. The Nether is full of ways I could take damage, from being shot by a ghast to a random skeleton with a bow, where 1 second I could be fine, and the next second I could be dead. The moment I spawned in, I began to observe my surroundings and look for danger. It seems I was in another ravine with nothing spawning around me. So after I knew I was safe, I started mining some gold ore for trading with piglins. What I didn't know was there was lava right behind the gold. This was why I needed to be careful in the nether, as the nether lava flows around 2 to 3 times faster than normal. So I was freaking out. You see, I really want 2 items from the piglins. Either some ender pearls, which are necessary to beat the game, or fire resistance potions for a mob in the nether called the Blaze, which literally shoots fire, which damages you over time, so yeah, I'm going to need a way to stop that. I am allowing a fire potion since it heals me in no way. After trading with the piglins, I found myself with no new ender pearls, but I did have 2 fire resistance potions, which will help me. After acquiring 2 fire resistance potions, I set off to explore. Almost right after trading with the piglins, I found another fortress. I was also lucky that I found a blaze spawner too, so after putting fire resistance on myself with one of the potions, I killed all the wither skeletons nearby and started fighting the blaze. Yeah, my heart rate doubled after that. Anyways, here's a short montage of me getting blaze rods. Since I'm not very good at this game, and the drop rates were bad, I had to stop farming blaze rods and it actually took about another half an hour to get more fire resistance potions. But eventually, I had 10 blaze rods, which was more than enough for my goal. And luckily, right next to the fortress, I found a warped forest, which spawns our next enemies for us to fight. So before I thought of this challenge, fighting Enderman was thought to be impossible. But with the help of boats, this is actually super easy, although a little time consuming. The boat makes Endermen stuck and unable to attack you while you can easily hit them until they die. And you should basically do this on repeat until you have enough Ender Pearls, which for me was around 13. While trying to get an extra Ender Pearl, I didn't realize I had a blaze shooting at me, which would have been fine if not a little scary. But not only did a blaze shoot at me, now I had a gas shooting at me too, which not only shoots a fire attack but also an explosive projectile. So while trying to escape the situation, I accidentally fell down a cliff and took 1 heart of damage, which I'm not healing, so this was a very bad situation. Not wanting to push my luck further, I left the nether. After leaving the nether, I put my blaze rods together to make blaze powder and used that with the ender pearls to make an item called the Eye of Ender, which when used tracks down the end stronghold. It's time to fight the ender dragon. After finding the spot above the stronghold, I started digging down to it. Funnily enough, halfway through digging down, I found a vein of iron which had 10 pieces of iron. Where was this when I was trying to make a full set of iron armor? I noticed after sailing the ocean, I didn't get a water bucket, so I had to mine back up to get water. While that happened, unfortunately sand fell on me, making me take another half a heart of damage. Shortly after that, I found the stronghold, the place which lies the end portal. Now all I needed to do was find the portal, which sounds easy enough, but for me? An almost impossible task apparently, as I had a hard time finding one silverfish. I found an extra ender pearl in a chest, and I found something very, very unlucky. The end stronghold was also in conjunction with a mineshaft, which just complicates things more now, as finding the end portal will be about 10 times harder if I'm unlucky. But thankfully, after around 40 minutes of searching, I managed to find the end portal. After placing all 12 ender eyes to light up the portal, I found myself about to fight the final boss of the game. Only having 8.5 hearts, all I had to do was win. Armed with my bow and a stack of arrows, I was off to take down the ender crystals. You see, ender crystals heal the dragon, but if you manage to destroy a crystal while the ender dragon is healing it with the same crystal, you can deal 10% of the ender dragon's health instantly. I managed to shoot 4 ender crystals down when this happened. Immediately I knew this wasn't going to end well. This is how it ended. Yeah, I died. In the end, I couldn't beat my own challenge. But what I didn't know at the time was that my shield actually fully blocks the Ender Dragon's attack. So there will be a part 2 where I beat the game. So if that's something you want to see, please, show support any way you can. I feel like if I got better with the End Dragon fights, this challenge is possible. Until next time, everyone. Bye bye. And then, just wait a little bit. Wait.